3 automation tools, one clear winner for most people, and it's probably not the one you're paying for right now. Here's the problem: Zapier charges per task, Make charges per operation, and most people pick one by which ad they saw first, not by what their automation actually needs. Let's break down the real differences. Zapier, the easiest to start, 500 plus apps, but per task pricing gets expensive fast. Make visual scenarios, powerful for complex flows, but the learning curve is real. N8N, open source, runs on your own server, unlimited tasks for a flat fee. Let's start with Zapier. It's the oldest and most famous. Triggers and actions connected through a visual editor. Over 500 apps in the library, from Gmail to Slack to Shopify. Setting up your first Zap takes minutes. For non-technical users, nothing is easier to get started with. But Zapier has a catch. Pricing is per task. A task counts every time a Zap runs an action. A simple workflow that touches 3 apps burns 3 tasks. At scale, that adds up fast. The $20 plan gives you 2,000 tasks. Power users burn through that in days, not months. Next, make formerly Integromat. Its superpower is the scenario editor. You build visual flows on a canvas, with branching, routers, and data transformations. For complex logic, Make is dramatically more capable than Zapier. You can see data flowing between modules in real time. Make's catch is the learning curve. The visual canvas is powerful, but it takes real time to learn, and pricing counts operations. 10,000 operations for $9 a month. Cheap at the start, but complex scenarios consume operations quickly. Now N8N, open source, self-hosted, and completely different. You run it on your own server. Every workflow is code under the hood, even though the editor is visual. The free community edition has unlimited tasks and unlimited workflows. You only pay for hosting, which can be a few dollars a month. Flexibility is where N8N leaves the others behind. Custom JavaScript and Python nodes, native webhooks in and out, direct database access. You can connect to anything with an API, and if there's no integration, you write it yourself. Enterprise teams use N8N for the same reason they use Docker: total control. Let's talk about what self-hosting actually means. You install N8N on a server, a laptop, or a cloud instance. Docker makes it a single command. Once it's running, you open a browser and build workflows. It feels like a desktop app, but it runs on your own hardware. No subscription, no per-task meter, no data leaving your control. Think about data ownership. With Zapier and Make, your workflows and data live on their servers. With self-hosted N8N, everything stays on your machine. No per-task metering, no data leaving your infrastructure. For sensitive business data, that's a deciding factor. N8N also has a massive community. Hundreds of community nodes, thousands of example workflows on GitHub, and a template library built by users. When you hit a problem, someone has already solved it. Zapier and Make have communities too, but N8N's open source ecosystem is different. You can read the actual code that runs your automation. And here's the part that matters in 2026. AI integrations. All 3 tools connect to OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google. But N8N lets you chain an LLM directly into any workflow step, with custom prompts and tool calls. For AI agents and autonomous workflows, N8N is where the power uses live. Pricing is where it gets interesting. Zapier starts at $20 a month for 2,000 tasks. Make it $9 a month for 10,000 operations. And N8N, self-hosted, is free, unlimited. The only cost is your server. Let's put pricing side by side one more time. Zapier, $20 for 2,000 tasks. Make $9 for 10,000 operations. N8N self-hosted, free forever, plus whatever your server costs. Most people who do the math on their real monthly volume are surprised by the difference. So when does each one actually win? Zapier wins for speed to launch. A non-technical person can connect 2 apps in 5 minutes. If you automate rarely and your volume is low, the per-task cost never bites. Small teams with simple needs should start here. Make wins for visual complexity. If you need branching logic, routers, and readable data flows, and you don't want to self-host anything, Make is the sweet spot. Teams that think visually build faster in Make than in any other tool. N8N wins for scale, control, and cost. If you run dozens of workflows, process thousands of tasks, or handle sensitive data, self-hosted N8N is dramatically cheaper and more powerful. The upfront setup cost pays for itself within the first month of heavy use. Let me give you a real example. A small agency automating client onboarding. With Zapier, one client journey touches maybe 15 tasks per day across 3 apps. 10 clients, 150 tasks daily. That's 4,500 tasks a month. Zapier wants $45 for that. Make wants $25. Self-hosted N8N. The server costs $5, and it runs the same volume without counting a single task. Teams that migrate from Zapier to N8N usually report the same thing. The first week is slower because you're learning self-hosting, but within a month, they're running workflows that were impossible or unaffordable before. The trade-off with self-hosting is maintenance. You're responsible for updates, backups, and uptime. The community edition updates monthly. Some teams find this intimidating, but the Docker setup handles most of it, and the reliability you get is the same as any modern server application. The verdict, for most creators and small teams, self-hosted N8N is the best value. For non-technical users who just need a quick connection, Zapier is fine, and Make is the middle ground for visual power users who don't want to manage a server. My advice, start with whatever you already know, but as your automation grows, keep N8N in mind. The ceiling is higher and the cost stops scaling with your usage. Which one are you using right now? Drop it in the comments, and follow for more automation breakdowns that actually matter.